Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. Now if you guys are not aware, we have plenty of things to talk about regarding REM, regarding EIMILIA, the collab that's still running right now, Rezero collaboration. Now, they are going to go away 10 days. In 10 more days, right? You can see both banners will last for 10 more days, so I figured give you guys a better perspective on how strong they are by looking at the tier list, alright, in comparison to other characters that we have right now, since Brightone has already updated their tier list as well. Now first things first, if you guys are not aware, we'll be getting a free costume for the Poly costume. Make sure you guys log in and get this. This is a very cool costume that they are giving out to every player for free. Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be the tier list from Brightone. Now you guys can notice there's a little bit of changes going on, alright? They have reworked some of the characters to be slightly higher or slightly lower depending, right? So one thing they will notice for sure is going to be Tia and Naga is now slightly higher than Blanc and Noir, and apparently this is going to be the case for the story in high deficit. So if you're trying to push story in particular, Tia and Naga is going to be better. Now, do I agree with this? I do think that Tia and Naga is better overall. Now, because Tia has the ability to taunt the enemies, and she can sometimes redirect the missiles damages coming towards your team. Whereas for Blanc and Noir, while they are really good, they still rely on, you know, your team taking damage and sometimes you need to heal. So Blanc and Noir is going to be really good if you have Litter, right? For sure, because you can take damage and then hopefully they can still heal you, and then Litter can help you to repair cover. Sometimes when your cover is down, the damage is going to be too much for you to be able to take. And in most cases, Tia's taunt is definitely going to be a big help, because there are some situations, for example in the recent co-op, the boss has this particular thing where he will shoot the balls towards you, and if you get hit by that, you will have like a permanent attack debuff on you. So that's going to be very bad overall. So Tia Naga, I can see, yes, they are going to be very strong, and they are slightly better than Blanc and Noir in the story. Now you can see Litter and Red Hood, of course, no doubt they are always going to be the top one. And in the burst 3 category, this is going to be Modernia. We have also Scarlet, the OG, Red Hood, and Alice. Very surprising actually to see all of these characters right here. And of course, Scarlet Black Shadow apparently is not really up there in the triple S category. But let's have a look at the middle tier. Alright, and then we have Killer Wife, the Killer Wife, which is a very good burst one. Her banner was just there recently. Dorothy is still extremely strong. Rapunzel is one of the best healer that you can obtain. Sadly, that she is going to be a 60 seconds burst 1 character, so you gotta like bring multiple burst 1 if you're using her, right? So that's going to be her, pretty much her downside. EIMILIA is right here, doing pretty well, I would say, right? So EIMILIA is probably one of the best damage dealer that you can obtain, comparable right here in this tier with Noah, Privity, Maxwell. Privity is much more of a support. And in case you guys are wondering what's that symbol right there with the clock thing, that means that those characters are limited. That means if you don't obtain them, you can't obtain them. You gotta wait for the rerun, which will take a while. So REM is right here, apparently placed in the Burst 2 category for being an S tier. So this is going to be specifically for the story for high deficit. So let's have a look at Boss Solo. Does this change anything? So if you look at Boss Solo, the meta now has turned a little bit, right? So Blanc and Noir is slightly in the same tier with the Tia and Naga right now. Alright, so Litter right there, of course, she's going to be the top one. She's the only few that can repair cover. Red Hood, Scarlet Black Shadow is now in the top because she's a very strong character to deal with bosses. Alright, and then you can see Winter Lumila is right now on top. And REM, surprisingly, is right here. Alright, in the second highest tier. So she is going to be a very strong, not quite the top tier, not quite the broken tier yet, but right here is where she sits, and I do think that this is going to be as fair as it gets. Alright, so EIMILIA is going to be slightly lower, where she's placed in accordance to 2B as well, and I believe they moved down A2 as well. So apparently EIMILIA straight up just power creeps A2 in a way that EIMILIA is just a better A2 based on what they've been saying. Of course, they both have different elements, but if you're not looking at the elemental advantage, that is going to be the case. Now, if you notice one thing also, Scarlet has been pushed down in one category, Boss Solo. She is now in the S tier. She used to be, I believe, SS, but don't worry, she's still top tier in the other categories, but just for this one specifically, you know, she doesn't shine as much because it's like a single target. Now if you look at boss with adds, that means boss with multiple enemies or boss that can summon small minions and stuff. Yeah, it still looks to be the same, but this time Emilia is going to be slightly higher because she's a rocket launcher that can deal massive AoE damage. So therefore, you know, that massive AoE is going to be able to help her slightly, right? Now in PvP is also where Emilia shines, right? Emilia and REM is the same tier right here, but REM is not that useful in PvP sadly. So Emilia is definitely one of the best characters because she's one of the few characters that which can regenerate the burst gauge extremely fast, so that you can charge up your burst to be able to burst first compared to the enemy. So ideally, I think this is as accurate as it gets. So if you are still thinking to pull for REM, definitely she's going to be worth it. I'm still slowly building my REM. Hopefully I'll be able to do a showcase because right now she's able to do a ton of damage, which is very surprising for a support character. Almost in a way that she's very similar to Swimsuit Annie. So I do like that potential that she has as well regarding her ability to do damage. So now let's have a look at Nikke.gg's tier list because there's also updated theirs and have reworked some of the things right here as well. So we can see combined tier. We have the regular one, Tia and Naga at the highest tier, Blanc and Nor at the slightly highest, alright, Triple S, and then SS, and then S. I wonder why both of these websites decided to go for a very similar format, right? Like, why is it like triple S, SS, and S, right? Why not just S, A, B, and C? Like, feels like it's a bit too much S for me. But regardless, you can see seems to be around the same. REM is around the S tier in the combined. Same tier with Emilia. So I can see somewhat Ludmilla is also right here. Even though sometimes Ludmilla can do more damage if the boss has core, but in most cases, they are really around the same. Alright, so I think like if you're looking for a water damage dealer, REM, Emilia, Winter Ludmilla, those are going to be extremely strong. So let's have a look at story then. So in terms of the story, REM is going to be slightly at the bottom of A tier. Alright, so Scarlet Black Shadow is right there at S tier, and then at boss. So this is where it gets very interesting. Scarlet Black Shadow is a very strong character to deal with bosses, and REM is right now at SS tier. And I think PvP, she doesn't shine as much, but Emilia is right there. So it seems to be pretty consistent. Surprisingly, the tier lists are surprisingly close. This proves that REM is definitely one of the better characters in Nikke right now, right? If you compare to a slew of other characters right here at the bottom, S, A, B, and C, and D tier, REM is definitely high up there. So if you are looking to pull for a character and you're extremely worried that they won't ever make it back again or they will never rerun again, REM and Emilia are both definitely worth it. Now, I am aware that half anniversary is coming, for sure, but you gotta ask yourself this question. Which one is going to be more worth it for you? Because there's a lot of players that have this perspective that I want to pull for half anniversary because it's Pilgrim units, which I definitely get it, right? But at the same time, collab characters, there's a chance that they will not come back, or even if they do, it will take a while. Whereas for most Pilgrim characters, they tend to always be added to the standard banner. So you will always have the chance to obtain them again. So this is something that you gotta think about carefully. And make sure you guys make the best decision for your own account and look at what you're looking for to prioritize. Alright, if you're stuck at 160 gate, obviously both of these won't really matter that much. But if you're already past the 160 gate and you're still looking to improve your team, and if you're lacking in any water damage dealer, consider getting REM or Emilia. They're definitely going to be very strong, especially in the future, right? Unless there's more water damage dealers that will be released. With that being said, hey, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think overall of both REM or Emilia. Are you guys pulling? Are you guys going to try to pull for more copies, max them out, core 7, limit break? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you guys haven't already subscribed, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.